Hi everyone, so let's review about the map art we talked about this week. So we talk about we create a piece of graphic, so I'm going to use the colorful rectangular as example. Option Shift another one, and Command D, Command D, Command D. And I'm going to apply those rectangular with different color. So this is just a random piece of graphic I created. So you could create any types of graphics you like. So after you're done with this one, we will drag it into the symbols. The symbols, which is the icon look like a tree. If you can't find the symbols from this part, you will go to the Windows, scroll down, and symbols is here. So after you get this panel, you will drag the graphic into the panel. Just a click and drag inside it. You can give it a name. I'm going to call it color lines. Yes, and hit OK. So you see the lines appears. The graphics you created appears in the symbols panel. So the next step is I'm going to create a 3D object, because by using the map art we will apply the symbols on the 3D shapes, the 3D objects. So I'm going to use GUI, so it's more clearly GUI, effect, 3D and the materials, 3D classic, extrude and bevel. So this is the way how you gonna create the 3D effect. So you can hit extrude depths to increase the depths, and you can click on the cube and move around. You can see there are different sides, different surface of the cube. So once you are done, you are going to hit map art, drag it out. So if you click on the symbols, you're gonna see this drop down menu. Then we're gonna select the one we just created. The color lines is the elements we just create. So we select it. You see it, our graphic has been applied on one of the surface of the cube. So right now you can click on scale to fit. It will fit perfectly on the surface. So if you can also just if you want to rotate, you can rotate. So if you want to reflect, you can do that. So you can do anything you want, scale to fit. So by clicking here, you will move to the second another surface. So you could see here is a red line. The red outline inform you like that which surface you are working on. Symbols, color lines, scale to fit. You can't see your lines here because the surface we're working on is at the behind of the 3D object, but you may see it later. So let's move to the next colorful line. Still we can't see it, but it has been applied to the surface. The first, scale to fit, this one we can see it. The next, colorful lines, scale to fit. The last one, color scale to fit. Then you can hit on invisible geometry, so the 3D cube disappear. The only thing left here is the colorful lines we created. So this is the function of the invisible geometry. Turn it on and we go to, then you will hit OK. So then this time if you click and drag, rotate the cube, you can see the color lines has been fit into different surface, which is create very unique visual effects for you. Yeah, so you can also create different different icons and apply them on different surfaces on the cube. So for this one, I'm going to expand. I want to get back to the normal mode here. So for this one, let's create 6 different color lines. So they are just representing 6 different symbols. We want to apply them to different surface. Only this one we're going to here. Yeah, so they're very different now. So I'm going to drag the 6 symbols one by one into the panel. I'm going to name it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I got 6 symbols in the panel here. Then the same thing is I will create a cube. So you can try different 3D object. Effect, 3D materials, 3D classic, and extrude. I'm going to increase the depth of the cube. Move around, map art. So I got 6 surfaces and I want to apply different graphics on them. So the first one is go to fit. Second, the second, third, the third symbols. Fourth, the first one, fifth, and last one. Then if you hit invisible geometry, you can see the cube is formed by the colorful lines. Now hit OK, click rotate. You can see the different surface has different color lines. That's a pretty interesting way you can create something special in your design. Yeah, so you can practice with different types of graphics and different types of 3D object. So that's exactly the same thing with the text. So this is a text, and I will turn it into 3D. I'm going to the same place, effect, 3D materials, 3D classic, extrude, and I'm going to increase the extrude depth. So I got a 3D letter here. Then the same thing is you're going to click on the map art, and you can go to there are 8 surfaces for the D, so we can apply the color lines, just the elements were created several minutes ago. Scale to fit. Next. Yeah, so when this is a way whenever you want to add a special texture to your text. It's going to be a really colorful letter here. Color lines, scale to fit. Invisible geometry, hit OK, then you rotate around. You got a really colorful 3D letter here. That's very interesting. Yeah. So this is the basic concept of the map art. So then let's try something very interesting. So first let's create a combination of text. That means I'm going to randomly type something. Okay, space art. To make them different, I'm going to add a bold effect. I'm using the arrow black for the first text and for the first vocabulary. Yeah, so I want to make some copies of my text. So I'm hold on Option Shift, drag. drag another one, give it a specified distance, and continuing clicking on Command D, Command D, Command D, Command D. So that's a very helpful way to help you save time whenever you want to create a copy and paste. Option Shift, another one, Command D, Command D, Command D, Option Shift and Command D. So for this one, I'm going to hit Command G to group the text. Now I want to add a background for the text. Yeah, so this is a black background, so the text could be white to create a contrast. So you'll see right now the background is at the front of the text, so that's why it can't be placed on the background. So in this case, we need to send the background to the back. Right click, arrange, send to back. Then we move the text on the background. Yeah, let's select both elements and we use it. Then you will see the align tool appears here. We click horizontal align center and the vertical align center. So that's the way you make the both text and the background being aligned. Make the text to be placed at exactly the center of the background. So make sure your text is grouped. So let's select both elements, Option Shift drag. So this time I want to change the background into white while the text into black. So I just need a text composition that shows some contrast like black and white. So I want to make several copies of this black and white composition. So select everything, Option Shift drag. Give it a specified distance. So I'm going to hit Command D several times to create copies that still maintain the distance as we set for the first time. Yeah, so I'm going to select everything. Still, symbol panel. If you can't find it, go to the Windows. We need the symbols panel. Then we drag our text composition into the symbol panel. I'm going to give it a name. Just call it text. Going to hit OK. So you see the text is in the symbols panel. Yeah, so this time I'm going to create a curvature lines, but I want it to be the quarter of the circle. So make sure you are creating a circle and make sure it's not filled with the color, but the outline has been applied with a color. And then we're going to use the scissors tool to cut on the anchor point. First anchor point, the second anchor point. Then you will directly hit the delete. Yeah. So now you only got this quarter of the circle outline. So make sure you select it. Go to Effect, 3D Materials, 3D Classic, Revolve. You got this bow. Then we're going to change the left edge into right edge. Then we'll drag the 3D cube to make the bow face ourselves, face you. And go to Map Art. Then we select the symbols. So first we have to select the correct surface. If you move on, you can see the place that the red lines highlighted means the surface you're working on. So the second one is the right surface. We are going to the symbols and we are going to the text. You see the text has been stick on the bowl. So we scale to fit. Move to the next surface. Still text. Scale to fit. Yeah, so now the ball has been filled with the color. So this time we'll click on shade the artwork. It will add a shade for your artwork. A shadow here, make it more like a 3D effect, more like a implied space here. Then let's hit OK. So you can rotate your object a little bit to make it more like a space here. And we'll hit OK. Yeah, so this is a really fun ways you can create some very interesting text compositions. Yeah, so let's move to the next. So now I'm going to create two donuts and I want to make them feel like they are linked together. So first I'm going to create a circle. Yeah, a circle. I'm going to create a circle first and make sure it's filled with the color. And make sure there's no outline here, just the color. So I'm going to effect 3D and materials, 3D classic, revolve. So I got the donuts, but I will need to increase the offset. You can drag to see the hole, the space inside the donuts. I want to increase the offset a bit more, because I will need more space here. Yeah, after you think it looks good, just click on map art. There's only one surface on the donuts, so you can just directly go to the symbols, hit text, scale to fit. Yeah, so it's very easy, right? So hit OK, hit OK. Yeah. You can decrease the size a little bit here. So I would want to copy paste another one, Command C, Command V. So I got two donuts here. Yeah, so I want to change the perspective a little bit. So I click on the first one. So whenever you want to go back to your 3D settings, the first thing is you're gonna find your properties here. So if you can't find it here, you can go to the Windows, scroll down and find properties. Yeah, so click on the first donuts, properties, then you will see this line of text, 3D revolved mapped. Click on it, drag, change the perspective a little bit, but not much. Hit OK. Click on the second donuts and also go to the 3D revolved mapped. So change the perspective a little bit. Hit OK, and I'm going to make them feel like they are linked to each other. Somehow like this. So just feel like they are linked. So they are not actually linked yet. So make sure you got 3 white space here. The first one, the second one, the third one. No matter how you placed the two donuts, there should be 3 pieces of space between the two of them. Make them place in this kind of perspective. So then after you placed your donuts, let's select both of them. Go to the object, expand appearance, and yeah. And then Command C, Command V. I want to copy paste another group of donuts. Oh, I got 3. I'm gonna delete one of them, so I need more space. I hit on the artboard. I just increased the size of my working space here. So let's click each one of them. So first let's go to Windows, Pathfinder tool. Here, Pathfinder with a Pathfinder. Here we go, Pathfinder tool. So we're going to use the Unite tool, which is the very first one under the shape modes. So make sure you're clicking each one of them one by one. You are not select everything and unite. You have to click the first donuts, unite it. So you got a shape we can turn the shape into the black so we can see it much more clearly. Then you click on a second donuts and go to unite. So unite both donuts. Yes, but separately. Make sure they're separately. Then you select both of them. You can see the overlapped pieces on them. So we're going to use the shape builder tool, which is here, shape builder tool. Then we are going to make two of them, their shadow to be linked. So this overlapped part belongs to the left donuts. And also this part belongs to the left donuts. And this part would belongs to the right donuts. So in this way, the two donuts, they can see they are linked to each other. So I'm going to pick the right one, the shadow, and place on the original donuts. Then I will select both the shape, the shadow shape, and the donuts. Select both of them. You can select like this. Right click and make clipping mask. Then they are linked together, right? So you only need to bring one of the shadow piece. So do not bring both of them, just bring one. Yeah. So this is how we create a linked donuts. It's a really fun way to create some special visual effects in Illustrator. Yes, the next thing we will try is about how could we create a cutted bowl. Yeah, so first is we need a circle with the outline, no color inside, just the outline. We're going to click Command C, Command F, Option, hold, Option Shift, and decrease the size. So basically we need one small circle and at the middle. Yeah, so they need to be in the same number of the same width of the stroke. Yeah, so I'm going to blend it, the small one and the blended both of them. So I select both and I go to the blend tool and I set specified steps. Probably I'm gonna use 20. Then I said OK, and I click the first circle, the second circle. So you see they have been perfectly blended. I want to cut them into half. I need the left part and the right part separately for this design. So I go to the direct selection tool. I'm going to just select the left part. So as you're selecting, make sure you are just selecting the left part. You don't go over the center. Yeah. Left, Command C, Command V. Oh, yes, that's because I haven't expand. Clicked Object Expand. Hit OK. Then let's go back to direct selection tool. So select the left part. Don't go over the center. Command C, Command V. So this time you see I select my left part. So I want to select my right part. So I'm going to use the direct selection tool. Select right part. Yes. So make sure just the right part, so you don't go over the center when you're selecting. Command C, Command V, the right part. Yeah, so I want to make both symbols white. The both part white because I want to create some contrast in the later design. So let's go back to the symbol panel here. So let's select the first half piece drag it into the symbol. I will name it as left. Click OK, and the right part drag into the symbols. This time I'm going to call it right. We're going to use both right and left in the later design, so yes, make sure you're dragging them one by one into the panel. Hit OK. So then I'm going to create a bowl. So if you want to create a bowl, you will need a circle first, and you're going to need to fill in with color. With color, remember just the color, no outline, color. So we're going to use the scissors tool to click the top anchor point and the below anchor point. So in this case, you can cut the circle into two pieces, into half. So we just need the right one, so we delete the left one. So from here, click Effect, 3D and Materials, 3D Classic, Revolve. Then you got a ball, the 3D ball. You see, this is a ball. So let's change the angle here into 270. So in this way, you will get a gap. It's not a perfect one. There is a gap here. You can see here is a gap. We will apply the both two symbols on the gap. So make sure the gap is facing yourself. Then we're going to the map art. So yes, you see the first surface is the red part of the circle. So we go to the symbols and apply the right part on the bowl. I'm going to skew to fit. And the second surface is the left part. So we apply the left symbol, skew to fit. Then you hit OK. You see, this is how we create a gap on the bowl and apply a symbol on the gap. So it makes you feel like it's a cutted fruit. So if you change the angle degree into different number, you can see it's like the fruit has been cut into different pieces. It provides you with a different level of the gap, which is very interesting. Yeah, so you can always copy, paste, then go back to the property, 3D revolve, and change another number for the revolve angle. Rotate a little bit, hit OK, and that's really like you are creating a series of fruits, and they have been cut into different pieces. You see, they are different, which is very interesting way to create. To use map art, use 3D to create something fun. Yes, so we talk about I'm going to back. So we talk about the low poly drawing in the class today. So we're going to review it. Yes, the first thing you're going to do is to drag your file inside your Illustrator, and you're gonna lock the image layer. I'm going to name the first layer as image. Click OK, and I'm going to add another layer. So make sure the image layer has been locked. So the way you lock it is you click here, the space between the eye and the arrow. You lock it. Then let's go back to the second layer. I'm going to call it pen drawing. Okay, so we're working on the pen drawing layer. So the first way we introduced in class today is we creating the closed shape. Oh, make sure we are working as the outline. Draw the shape of their outline, not fill with color. Yeah, so each one of the shape they has their like although they looks like they're connected to each other, but you see they're individual, they're separated. They don't share the same sides. So you basically, if you're creating triangles, you will just keep clicking 3 times. Click, 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 click. Yeah, so just keep, if you want to create more details and get a more precise drawing here, you will keep your shapes smaller. So if you create a very large shape, it will go across several colors. The design will not be precise. So separate the image with the distribution of the color. So make sure each piece just contain one color. So just like here, this piece contain with the green color, while this piece contain the white, while this piece contain the red. Yeah, so for the first way, after you are done with the outline, you can click each one of them and use the eyedropper tool. Click inside the shape. It will fill the color for you. Select the second one and eyedropper tool, click, fill the color. Well, we don't go, so a faster way is we do not go back to the toolbar each time, but you are using the shortcut key. So I click V and I select the shape I want to fill with color. I click I, switch to the eyedropper tool, click V, click on the shape I, fill with color, V, select eyedropper, pick the color, V, select I, fill color, V. So basically we'll just switch between the V and I to fill in the color. So it's much more faster than we go back to the toolbox every time. Yeah, so after you're done, you can just go back to the layers. You will deselect the image, make it invisible. Yeah, so this is your drawing. So you can always zoom in to check the details. If some of them haven't been connected together nicely, you can use the direct selection tool to drag the anchor point to make everything fit well, being connected with each other perfectly. Yeah. So this is the first way we're doing the low poly drawing. The second way is much more faster. That means so we're still creating shapes. Yeah, so make sure you're turning on the color for the outline but not fill with color. So click, first one. So for the second one, we click. This time we do not have to close the shape. So the two shapes, they can share the same side. Just continue. So yes, whenever you see the minus mark here, if you continue clicking, it's going to delete your anchor point, your lines. So whenever this minus mark appears, just hold on shift and click. You see, shift, yeah. So just continue drawing. So what if I want to end up here? I want to start with other point. I want to end up here, but the right lines here, it seems like it doesn't want me to end. So I'm just going back to my keyboard, click on P to end drawing. So hold on shift so I can restart from this point. Yeah, click, just a click, keep clicking. So I want to restart, hit P, restart from this point, clicking, shift, clicking. Yes, try your best to make all the anchor point to be connected with each other. Yeah, so when I'm done, you're going to click on P. Yeah. So this time, how do I fill them with color? So I select everything, right click, select join here. Yeah, so make sure everything is selected, then you will go to the Live Paint Bucket tool. You may see the Shape Builder tool first, but you right click on the Shape Builder tool, and you will see the Live Paint Bucket tool. Click. Then we're going to click on Option key on the keyboard. So as you're clicking on Option key, that means you're switching between the eyedropper tool and the paint bucket tool, left shift. So you hold on shift, and click on the color, and it will switch. As you release the option key, it will go back to the paint tool. So you'll see the color has been selected. If you just simply click inside the space, it will fill with the color. And you select with the eyedropper tool. So option key, select the color, fill it. Option key clicked, option key clicked, option key fill with color, option key clicked. Just this is a much faster way than first one. Option, just basically you are just keep clicking on option key, keep clicking on those shapes. Option, pick color, click. Yeah. So this is then there everything is filled with color. So after you are done, just you see this is the option of the black outline. So we just hit deselect. Great. So go back to the layers and click on the icon here, so you make the image invisible, so only your painting left here. Yeah, so this is the way of the low poly drawing. So these are some the techniques we talked about this week. Yeah, hopefully you are getting more practice during weekend.